No disc, no buy. It's honestly that simple, PlayStation. Now, I say simple, but it's not like these people get it. They're idiots. And it's getting so bad because they want to completely ignore the subject that PlayStation is starting to use bots to fight the negative responses and feedback from people. To gaslight us into making us believe that, oh, actually, owning nothing and be happy is great. Don't you know, Chud? It's great. Now, PlayStation, I could do this also if you paid me. Just saying. Yeah, no one would. No, I don't. People would not believe if I unironically made a video and said, "Oh, the PlayStation stuff, boys, don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's actually really good." I would get crucified.
Obviously, PlayStation is having a very rough time right now. Everyone on the internet seems to be destroying them. Developers are angry with them. And now people are speculating that PlayStation could be using social media bots to defend their decision to kill off physical.
Why speculate? Why speculate? They're doing it. Everyone's doing it. The big streamers, the big YouTubers, PlayStation itself, everyone. Did you know that IGN has like 5 million followers on Twitter, and yet somehow their typical post doesn't even get 200 views? Yeah, strange how that happens with 5 million followers.
Media. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the talk, gamers are talking about the decision that PlayStation has made to kill off physical media in the next few years. I actually just had done a video on Crunchyroll, which is owned by Sony, killing off physical anime as well, which will be linked down below. But now we are
Oh, that's gonna be hilarious. Rip Crunchyroll, you were never loved.
hearing a new report claiming that PlayStation could be using social media bots to defend its decision to stop making physical game discs, which honestly isn't surprising. Look at what happens with Hollywood. You see websites like Rotten Tomatoes manipulating scores. You actually see fake and bot.
Yep, the Odyssey. They were removing every single negative score, and they were even turning some negative scores into positive 10 out of 10s to just fight the fakeness, surely.
Accounts leaving positive reviews and taking to social media to defend these decisions. And it is clearly not working for PlayStation because every single post that is being made on their official account is getting wrecked and ratioed. And allegedly, that has led to developers being furious with Sony. But hearing this isn't surprising. People
Understandable. Sony made these decisions without consulting any devs. Again, I think this is going to lead to Sony once again getting sued because some devs were probably counting on this as a stream of revenue. And then Sony is just like, no, no.
have been speculating on this for a few days now, but according to Moore's Law is Dead, AI was used to analyze accounts posting in support of PlayStation's digital-only future, and the report says many of those accounts looked suspicious, with recent creation dates, AI-generated profile pictures, and very similar posting patterns. I cannot sit here and say that I would be shocked by this.
Wow, that's an impressively autistic post.
Here we
Are we sure this is AI? Because this definitely seems something like a millennial could do.
have a account that has spammed some of the PlayStation posts that have been made, and it says digital games, check marks 100%, and cool glasses, physical.
You know what's the worst part about this? Not that Vera knows the names of these emojis. I am personally also disappointed at this point in mommy. But, more importantly, the fact that some people are legitimately defending the fact that there's no physical media. Again, I care about ownership. I don't actually care about the physical part of the ownership, personally. We are not the same, insert meme, I guess. But the thing about it is, what matters here is some people are like, oh yeah, no physical, that's good. Again, I don't care about the physical part of the ownership. I care about the ownership, but I do think physical should exist because It's just removing again something that we can own physically. Okay, and that's not a good thing. Removing something that we can own in every sense is not good. So the fact that some people are like, "Oh, it's not a big deal. You don't own anything," because they don't see the damage that this will cause in the future and is already causing. They legitimately are too stupid to understand it. The world exists 5 seconds into the future, also.
Discs in the trash can. Stop being angry children. And it is, for the most part, the same copy and pasted messages of stop being angry kids, stop being angry my grandkids. I mean, yeah, it does seem like either somebody that does not speak English or somebody who doesn't actually exist because this is bot posts. Gaming Central said the backlash against Sony appears to be losing momentum. Many PlayStation posts initially received 100,000 plus protest replies. Recent posts are reportedly seen closer to 10,000. As time passes, it seems many players have started to move on. For now, it looks increasingly unlikely that Sony will reverse its decision to phase out physical games. You have gaming BO3GG posting the same exact thing. And this is actually interesting because this is a narrative that is being
Because they're paid. We know this. This is paid. Also, these could be actually like stuff like this could actually be bot accounts. I'm not sure if they're run by people or just, they just take posts from other accounts and make them into their own special chat GPT brew and then repost them. I'm not sure if these people, there's a person, for example, actually posting like for Game Central, for example.
commonly pushed by Push Square. It says Sony social media still toxic 2 weeks after PS5 discs debacle, but the issue with this is that this same exact line of thinking is what they are pushing. It's worth noting that responses are dropping in numbers. The first post after PlayStation's hiatus attracted about 65,000 replies, and now we're down to roughly 10K replies. I'm also not sure
Yeah, no one's even surprised about this. Again, this is why no one trusts physical media because they lie, and this is just another lie. It's honestly surprising that these companies didn't use bots previously. A lot of, for example, the famous streamers currently that exist, they exist because of botting. They were never famous. They were never gonna make it. They just botted themselves and it worked out for them. It's kind of insane.
how much of this is being actioned by bots, but it's still dominating the conversation 2 weeks after. So they are also trying to say, oh, the posts initially were blowing up, but now the replies are down to like 10,000 a post. So is this just PlayStation fanboys? Is this actually bots? I don't know.
This is in any case, this is probably someone who was hired by PlayStation because this is actually a psychological trick. They create the evidence that makes it true. The number of posts, because we know that the number of posts is real, and a real way to say, oh, the outrage is actually subsiding is the number of posts, and we can all agree on that technically, right? This is just a manipulation trick from them. So I don't think this is Sony because Sony is now an American company and that makes them idiots.
PlayStation
Not because Americans are idiots, but every big American company seemingly is somehow retarded. As as the saying goes, everything in America is shit except the people. Which is strangely accurate, it seems like, because every American company is somehow bad. But the people are good.
that people are even bringing bots into the conversation, and it does look like it is AI bots that are defending them and really nobody else. And it's so hilarious that a company of this size can't even get their fanboys to run to their defense. Then they have to, I don't know, have bots actually do it. Clearly, most gamers are against their decision to kill off physical media. That is why we are seeing ratios like this: 4.2K likes to 4.9K comments. I'm actually pretty surprised by this, but it is Halo. Then you have 1.7K likes to 9.1K comments, 2.3K likes to 6.5K comments, 300 likes to 740 comments, 2.5K likes to 6.4K comments. So most of the time we're talking about a 3 times multiplier here when it comes to the backlash and the people fighting against PlayStation compared to the people that are actually running to their defense. And the backlash has gotten so bad that even indie developers are now getting caught in the crossfire, because one of the first developers to speak out was Eat Pant Games, whose new platformer Tito had its launch trailer flooded with comments about Sony instead of the game itself. And of course, this does suck for the developers who
True.
planned a marketing campaign around getting it promoted by PlayStation. But at the same time, it is important to not let up and to comment on every one of PlayStation's posts and make your voice be heard. Because if we just decide to be nice guys and say, no, 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 we're not going to criticize on the posts for games that we like or on the indie developers' posts, then PlayStation is going to feel like they won, because they're going to see so much less backlash. And if indie developers and even AAA developers have their posts be ratioed, they may contact someone at PlayStation and go, "What the hell is happening? When is this going to end? What are you going to do?"
Now, they may do that, but I don't think honestly that's going to make a difference. It's not like PlayStation's going to care about an indie studio.
To rectify the situation, because that could end up hurting Sony's bottom line. Now, heading back to the post about the bots, the responses are so hilarious. That is misinformation. We love Sony and welcome our digital overlords. Game licenses should only last 36 months.
These pictures have been around literally for years. They're getting more. They don't repeat. You can find a new one every couple of days, and still people think that this, for example, is fake. These are 100% authentic views. Every single platform, starting from Facebook to YouTube to Twitter, is gonna count this as an official real view. It's kind of crazy.
PS6 is not too expensive. $1,500 is cheap to be able to play The Last of Us remake. Moore's Law is
Remake.
Dead had posted on the thread about this, linked to the actual video, and I will put the link in the description in case you want to go watch it. It is a good video. Imagine spending more money on AI bots to defend your bad decisions than it actually costs to manufacture a plastic disc. This is obvious. Much like the accounts praising the Odyssey movie, they are an obvious attempt to counter the negative feedback these companies receive from their poor decisions, and it is
A lot of these companies also probably, I assume, would think that they're doing the good thing, that it's somehow justified that they're countering the negative opinions, because they must be fake, right? Obviously. So they resort to this because they think the outrage is fake. Even though we have seen proof time and time and time again that no, the outrage is not a fake, in fact. You can replicate it so easily.
true. This does happen really frequently with movies, also with games, and it is not going to stop anytime soon. Let's go to the quotes as well before we wrap up this video, and it's people saying, "I believe it 110%. It makes no sense when goobers come out of the woodworks to trash consumer rights in physical media. That's inorganic as hell." Keep in mind that Warner got caught using bots and sock puppets, and Disney got caught buying out theaters and paying off critics.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. These are again, like everyone should know about this point that companies are gonna do this because it's beneficial for them. Some companies don't even honestly hide it anymore, which is wild. It's just like a business expense for them at this point. Anyway, that was very dark 10 out of 10. Have a nice day. And well, remember, Sony bad. Bye.